Hello, it's Rima Torgerson here. Looking forward to chatting with you, LaDonna, about what's going on right now at Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners. I know there have been some changes made over there, and I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about those.
Yeah, well, thank you. Hi, Rima. Yes, there's been lots of change, and we are responding to it from an essential services model. And basically what that means is that while our building is necessarily closed, our food shelf is continuing to provide food to families and individuals on a drive-up basis on Mondays and Fridays. And our interfaith outreach case managers are responding to financial needs for current and new clients for financial assistance with housing and utilities by a remote call system. And of course, we desperately miss our wonderful volunteers, but are committed to mitigating exposure to the virus while continuing essential services in every way we can. And we've structured a skeleton staff to prepare food for distribution and another group to actually distribute it in order to minimize exposure, and have taken every precaution we can to keep everyone safe. We've had to close our wonderful resale shop and are not able, right now at least, to continue to accept household and clothing donations, and look forward to the day when we can do that again. And of course, we just have to acknowledge our wonderful staff and this amazing community that continues to step up in every way that really matters to get us through this tough time.
It's no surprise that you're continuing to do such great work. And those of us in the community want to know, what can we do right now to help?
Well, right now, financial donations remain the best way to help. Financial support not only enables us to maintain essential services, but will support the increased need for help that we anticipate with food and rent as the situation goes forward. We've had to purchase more food from our food group partners, Food Group and Second Harvest Heartland, and financial support is also helping to offset the loss of revenue from our wonderful resale shop that supports all of our programs and services. And given the sheer number of people who have been furloughed or lost jobs and thereby income, we're anticipating a much greater need as people struggle to, keep food on the table and a roof overhead. We're always continuing to be grateful for all the ways this community steps up when it matters most. And certainly looking forward to getting back to business as usual and welcoming back our volunteers and everything they make possible. But for the short term, our real need is for continued financial support. And as always, we are very grateful for the thoughts and prayers and encouragement of the community, and certainly hope they keep coming.
Well, I think we can do that. There is a lot of anxiety though right now. How are you handling this challenging time?
Well, I think for all of us as a community and as a country, COVID-19 has brought us to our knees. No matter how we pray, as the surreality of its scope and impact has set in, we're all praying for wisdom and courage and reasons to stay hopeful. Recently, I ran across a quote from Elie Wiesel, a survival a survivor of the Holocaust, who had some wisdom for our times and all times. He said, in the face of suffering, one must not look away, not to see. When someone suffers and it's not you, he comes first. His very suffering gives him priority. That very critical and necessary focus right now on supply chains and PPE and ventilators have served as a painful reminder of how important it is for us to heed to those prophetic words. In the face of suffering that surrounds us, we all need to continue to look for what it is we can do, whatever our limited resources are, to support every effort that's already in place when we can, to do all we can to keep food on the table and a roof overhead for the families whose breadwinners have lost incomes, to vigilantly adhere to mitigation practices that keep us all safe, to model for our kids how it is we navigate hard times, to stay in touch, to encourage and thank our healthcare and essential service providers, to support our local businesses with the support and loyalty they deserve. So in this holy season, and I would say in all seasons, we must not only look away from the suffering that surrounds us, but we need to continue to remember that the God who promised to be with us always is, dependably, leveraging our resources and multiplying our efforts of making this community the miracle it can be. So we're in this together, Rima, and we are so grateful for your leadership as our board chair, and we are even more grateful too for our new executive director, Greg Hilding, who has jumped into the fray and is helping us to live into a new and hopeful future.
Thanks so much for those words of hope and encouragement, LaDonna. Great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you.